Om Shri Sai Ram Sandeha Nivarini by Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Chapter 11. Bhakta. Swami, I have one doubt. Can I ask you? Swami, certainly. Why do you say, can I ask you? Bhakta. Some people describe Brahman as Asti Bhati Priyam. What does it mean? How are these related to Brahman? Swami, is that the doubt? Asti means that which is existence. Bhati means that which shines. Priyam means, of course, you know it, don't you? Lovable, beloved, desired, all that is Priyam to you is Brahman. If you dearly love a dog, that dog too is Brahman. The dog has a name and form. If you remove both your name and form and its name and form, then Brahman alone remains. Name and form are past obstructions. Bhuta Pratibandha. The absence of name and form is Brahman. In all the multifold names and forms, there is inherent just one Brahman. You have to recognize that isness in all. That is ness. Existence is Asti. There must be one who notices that is ness, isn't it? That knowledge that notices this is ness, is the bhati, the effulgence, the splendor. There must be something that is needed to notice a thing or desire a thing. Only then it is possible to notice or listen, etc., isn't it? That is Priyam. These three are basically the characteristics of Brahman, my dear boy. Bhakta, then, what is this Satchit Ananda they speak of? Swami, the same Brahman with the characteristic of Asti Bhati Priyam is also known as Sat Chit Ananda. Bhakta, Swami, since lovableness, Priyam, is also its nature, should not everything that is seen be lovable? But scorpions, snakes, poisonous insects, and wild animals, these do not evoke love. Swami, you may not love them, but every species loves its own species, don't they? A thief likes another thief, a devotee likes another devotee. Likewise, each loves its own kind. Bhakta, I do not understand all this clearly, Swami. Tell me some examples, is there? If there are any of this Asti Bhati Priyam from the present world, Swami, my dear boy, why say if there are any? When all is Brahman, which one is not an example of that? Now, you go to see a picture. There, the screen on which the picture is shown always exists, isn't it? That is Asti. There must be someone who watches the picture, isn't it? You are watching it, so you are Bhati and Priyam. Pictures with various names and forms keep coming and going. Even if you set them aside without being deluded by them, the screen is always there. One point has to be noted here. The pictures fall on the screen by means of a beam of light projected through a small slit in the wall of the machine room. But if it comes from the entire room without the slit escaping from that limitation, the figures will not be seen. The screen will be fully bathed in light. So too, if the world is seen through the small slit of one's manas or mind, the manifold multicolored creation will be cognizable. If seen through the floodlight called Atma Jnanam, it will be one unlimited light and no individual picture can be cognized. That is to say, all will be cognized as the one indivisible Brahman. Do you understand? Bhakta, I have understood it clearly, Swami. Now I know What is meant by the bhuta pratibandhas, obstructions of the past? What are the vartamana pratibandhas, obstructions of the present? Swami. Good, I shall tell you. The obstructions of the present are of 4 types. Vishya Sakti or attachment to sense objects. Kutarka, cynical criticism. Prajna Mandya, dullness of understanding. And Vipara Sadurgraha, absurd self-conceit. The first one, Vishya Sakti, means intense fondness towards objects that attract the senses. Kutarka means discovering contrary meanings in the teachings of the Guru. Pragyana Mandya means that not being able to grasp at all the knowledge imparted by the Guru. Viparya Saduragraha means feeling that one is a great scholar, Pandit or ascetic, mistaking the body and the senses for the Atma. Bhakta and the Bhavi or the Pratibandhas, obstructions of the future. Swami. Oh, they come always through sinful deeds, even without our knowledge. Bhakta. Then how are we to know them, Swami? Swami, it is not possible for all. The aspirant can to some extent be cognizant of the approaching wrong and its origin. It creates a desire which puts on the cloak of daya or mercy. Then you must recognize it as an obstruction of the future. It is difficult to be forewarned like this as a result of the effort of one single life. It may take many births to acquire this knowledge. Bhakta, are there any who have so learnt it by taking multiple births? Swami, why? There are. The scriptures speak of Bharata and Vasudeva. Bharata required 2 or 3 births. Vasudeva had to be born once. Bhakta, that means these 3 kinds of obstructions cannot be known and overcome except after many lives. Can we not succeed without all that bother? Swami, why not? A mumukshu or desirer of freedom can, by reasoning out the nature of these 3, escape from being worried by them. Otherwise, it will take time. It will take many lives for sure. Bhakta, Swami, you explained about the obstructions of the present now. Just as there is a way to overcome the obstructions of the past, that is the way to get over the obstructions of the present. Swami, yes, there is a way for this also. Through karma, the appropriate karma, there is no obstruction that cannot be surmounted. Vishya Shakti or attachment to sense objects can be removed by sama or mind control, dhamma keeping the body and the senses under control, upariti, no likes and dislikes, titiksha, staying neutral in gain or loss, pleasure or pain, praise or censure, pragyana mandya, dullness of understanding can be removed by shravana, listening again and again, manana, constant contemplation on the things heard, will abolish kutarka or the habit of cynical criticism. Viparya sadurgaraha, absurd conceit will vanish through nididhyasa, putting the teachings learned into practice and gaining actual experience. Do you understand? Bhakta, Swami, to master all this seems impossible for everyone. To make it easy for all, tell me which is important. Swami, my dear fellow, to know a thing, Vijnanam or higher wisdom is necessary. Ajnanam or false knowledge makes one ignorant. Don't you know this? Bhakta, so many people say so many things about this Vijnanam and this Ajnanam. What is the basic thing behind both? Please tell me. Swami, now you have come to the very first step. Ajnanam is the manovritti or the modification of the mind that has reference to the external object that is Vasana Vritti, modification related to the tendencies. Vijnanam is the Manovritti that has reference to the internal subject, that is Vasana Vritti related to Atma. Ajnanam is known also as Manas and Chittam. When the activity and attitude turn inwards, they are called Buddhi and Ahamkara. Bhakta. Some say that the Jnani will have only two things. Pareksha, the desire to attain the Supreme Absolute, and Prarabdha, the burden of the past karma. Is that true? Swami, both the Jnani and the Jnani will have Ichcha or desire, Aniccha or absence of desire, Parichcha and Prarabdha all in equal measure. Their experiences also will be in equal measure. Only the Jnani will not have the consciousness that he is the doer. So, he will not be bound. The Jnani is conscious that he is the doer and so he gets bound. This is the distinction. I have already told you, haven't I, that Manas, the mind, is the cause of bondage as well as of liberation. The mind is the cause of everything. Bhakta. Mind, they keep on saying. What is it? What is its form? Swami, bundle of thoughts. Is its form, my dear? If you know the basis of the thoughts, there will be no bondage at all. Bhakta, then what is that basis? Swami, the basis is what you refer to as I. If one is aware of oneself or true self, then no matter how many thoughts come and go, you will remain unaffected. Bhakta, right. That is very good, Swami. Please make all this soak into our brains so that we may realize the purpose of our lives. I shall take leave, Swami. Swami, tathastu, so be it. Depart gladly and return later. Take my blessings with you. Jai Sai Ram.
साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ